All right, well, I mean, as you can see, this is fresh after race 2. We usually don't do it this fresh after the race, but yeah, Mid-Ohio's done. And, you know, we've been struggling lately these last couple of rounds. You know, VIR, Laguna, and the Ridge were not the easiest on us. I'm a racer. I want the results on paper to be there, and that's obviously what I'm out here for. That's what we're all out here for. But at the end of the day, with some of the struggles that we've had lately, you got to look at the big picture and see that, man, I really do feel like we made some good progress this weekend. Gives me a lot of confidence moving forward. We've got a little bit of a break from now to Coda, and I think that we have, you know, potentially go try and test. We could use a test day just to confirm a lot of those things and keep making steps in that direction. But yeah, I'm happy. Team's happy. I got to thank them for working their butts off, you know, especially these last couple rounds when it hasn't been easy to try to give me the feeling that I need and to go keep moving forward. And I think that we're on to something there. So yeah, that's that. I'm happy with it. I'm going to keep working my butt off, doing everything that I can to keep this thing moving forward and make the most out of these last 2 rounds. And yeah, you guys have my word on that.
Okay, so this episode's going to be a little bit different. Cutting straight to the chase, there has been a pretty considerable professional incompatibility with our primary partner, and effective immediately, we are going our separate ways.
I know there's been some difficulties. You know, I do feel like everybody's got good intentions, and sometimes things just don't work out. You know, I did think we'd finish the season. When we left Mid-Ohio, I felt on a positive with the bike setting, if not the result. But obviously, you know, the sponsor and the team couldn't come to an agreement with the financing for the last 2 rounds, which is disappointing.
That also effectively means that Ben will no longer be a part of our program and riding our motorcycle. It's not what I was expecting or in any way planning, but that's where we are. So moving ahead, we're going to be making some considerable changes. We're not done for the year, so that's the good news. Is, you know, it's unfortunate, but it's an opportunity to make change. We're still planning on entering in Austin and doing the Superbike races there. We're just going to be doing so under a different team name. That's TBD if it's just going to be Superbike Unlimited or if we're going to bring somebody on. That hasn't yet been decided. And then I can't say anything about the rider yet. But what I can say is that we intend to be competitive. That's been the objective all year, is to perform and to be competitive in the MotoAmerica Superbike Championship. That has literally been my sole focus. So with Mid-Ohio, just kind of like a day by day, we hadn't been there, and that was a concern going into the weekend, is we don't have any shift maps or really anything developed. So again, we kind of had to start from scratch, which makes Friday typically kind of a busy day. Fortunately, we got some information from the Attack guys. They're always really generous and helpful with our program. Honestly, they're invaluable. And they gave us a gear position map, essentially kind of showing us where their riders are shifting.
We welcome them to the series. We always want to have a few more Superbikes in here, and we support them as much as we can with technical electronics and things like that. They are going through some teething pains, which is somewhat normal, unfortunately, for a first-year team. We've been racing with Yamaha since 2020, but we've also run this platform since 2016, so we have about 10 years experience on this particular motorcycle.
The bike wasn't working well for Ben at Virginia, so made quite a few changes to the bike, mainly electronically, trying to go a different direction with the settings.
As soon as I came up over that right-hander, the hill in the back section there, was driving down that straightaway, and it was whoop. Just lucky no one was behind me.
One of the things that we were planning on doing when we were there is an engine swap. We put in an engine that was relatively low mileage that we ran at Road Atlanta. So we put that in on Thursday, and then moving into Friday, we had our first practice session. And we had a weird issue very early on in the session.
There was an over rev, damaged the engine. The bike has some safeties and shut the bike off. So, lost the first session.
There was kind of like a misunderstanding of gear position, what it was supposed to be relative to what we discussed. And the problem with rev limiters that a lot of people may not realize is that, say if a rev limiter set at X value, 14,000 RPM or something like that, and then if you turn the motorcycle, effectively the radius of the tire changes because of the shape of the tire. And as it does so, that can actually drag the engine speed past the rev limit. So essentially, if you're on the rev limiter at 14,000, then you turn the bike in suddenly or substantially, especially, you can shoot past that rev limit by hundreds of RPM, which can be enough to cause some serious problems. And looks like that's what happened. We had that occur and immediately saw some very concerning signals from the engine data that told us, okay, this thing's, it's time. So unfortunately, that cut that session really early, and it was just a simple mistake from Ben. And realistically, it's frustrating that it can be that easy sometimes, but that's kind of the precision that these bikes can require.
Sometimes certain teams have a few more difficulties than other teams. It just seems like a dark cloud follows them, and eventually they'll be able to break out of that. And they always have to make sure they have very good organization and crew to make sure that everything is always reliable. Even if it isn't the fastest, if you make it reliable, then they get the most performance out of what you have.
Missing a whole session is never good. We're, just for the morale, honestly, after the issues that we've had. But it's one of those things, all you can do is know exactly what happened, try to make a good fix, and move forward.
highest place rider to improve his time on the last lap. 126.568.
Got back out of there. The guys had to hustle and basically put a brand new engine that we had.
Oh, you all right, buddy? Yeah.
Pardon me?
I'm doing the entire bracket off the oil sump for the oil cooler.
Yeah.
All good? Good. Yeah. Yeah, that's the super, that's the that was the one we were gonna say for Coda, but which is fine. We still, yeah, this is like the super aggressive
Will it still be okay for a Coda?
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Ben goes out in qualifying 1, and overall pretty productive. Actually, really happy with the base, which is a good thing. All that work that we did going into it kind of validated that, so our electronics are quite close. And we just kind of did step by step, just worked on some things here and there with the electronics, minor stuff, and worked on some bike balance things and just helping Ben feel comfortable.
The change on the exit was good up here on the back.
Yeah.
Skill's pretty solid now. You
A
want
little bit of the chatter, but it's better.
good balance?
It's pulling harder.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like you want to roll with it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I could use more wheelie control. I know it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking make it
No,
start doing
well,
that
we've
thing,
got to find the balance.
Yeah,
you know,
I need more wheelie control
So let's
coming out
put
of
some
it.
in there, and then if it starts shunting, we'll do something different, you know?
Moving into the next day, kind of the same process, just building and just constantly trying to work on the motorcycle, make changes, then put down a pretty solid lap. And honestly, we had really steady progress. Unfortunately, it looked like when he was pushing to do his ideally fastest lap, he did have a moment and crashed the motorcycle. Fortunately, it was relatively minor, not a big one or anything like that.
One of the most important components of our Superbike is the way we get our power to the rear wheel. Obviously, we have a full spec Superbike engine with all the necessary components to make this thing literally as fast as it possibly can be. The way we get that to the ground is by using an incredibly high quality chain and sprocket, which we get using Vortex sprockets front and rear, and we use EK Chains, which is a Japanese company, one of the leaders in the chain industry. And this is their MotoGP spec chain, which is called the RV3D. The reason we choose this chain is because not only is it lighter than any other chain on the market, it's incredibly strong. We've never broken one of these. They have minimal stretch. Once we put it on, we get a very small amount of initial stretch. The chain settles and then it's good. And so for us, that's the biggest thing. It's consistency, repeatability, and durability. The thing doesn't break, they don't stretch, and they simply get the job done. So that's why we choose these. It's a beautiful product and it's served our team very well.
Away we go for race number 1 here at Mid-Ohio. As we bend it into turn number 1, Bobby Fong has got good position, so he goes around Cameron Beaubier from second on the grid.
I think the only difference between us and Freddie's program is the factory pays for our riders. So they're a higher caliber rider probably that with a lot more experience, so you can get to the solution faster. And it's a lot less training as far as rider craft. So there's that. So we have an advantage there where the rider's ready to go straight away. They understand winning races, winning championships. Every rider we've worked with for a long time now has already been a proven champion.
Bobby Fong, what a race he's run under enormous pressure on the last lap. Everything has fallen in place for the number 50 on the Attack Performance Progressive Yamaha. Couple corners to go for the Californian. Here comes Fong onto the front straightaway. How do you like 5 in a row for Fonger?
Race 1, pretty average, P9, not where we need to be.
You know, making progress, not completely happy with our pace, I think. You know, kind of the same issues with a little bit of lap time consistency and that kind of thing.
Ended that one 9th, and the result I don't think spoke for how much progress we were making, and honestly just my feeling, you know, seat of the pants on the bike. I was pretty happy with the direction that we were heading.
With that road, this isn't going to take us to that road that's close, right?
Let me see if I can.
Probably will.
Sorry, guys, I'm trying to bring it up.
It's okay. I don't think anybody has service. I know everyone here knows that if you can fix some of this stuff, we're going to be there. You know, like you were fast.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of pushing. Like, I know you can push. I don't want you to push any harder. I actually just want you to kind of just think about it when you're out there. Don't even try to focus on putting your fastest lap. Just try to think about time, you know, holding the brake a little longer. And then when you open the throttle, standing the bike up a little. Just try to, even if it feels slower, because it's going to. Yeah. That's the funny thing. If you do this, the apex is going to feel like you are way slower than you're supposed to be, but you're going to be able to get off the corner so much better. So really work on that, because if we keep riding like this, we're going to hit this limit that we can't push through. Right. So I know you can do it.
Right.
I know you can. You know, you're a fucking professional motorcycle racer. You've shown us once it clicks, you're going to be taking less risk, the bike's gonna feel so much better, you know? The chatter, that's the thing, is we're not gonna be able to really overcome some of these chatter issues because you're pushing the front tire, you know what I mean? Right. Every time we've lost the front, it's either because it's been during coasting or throttle opening and adding lane angle, every time. That's something you can fix, you know? It's not even about crashing, it's more like, I want you to get out there and be able to hit these marks and be like, man, the bike feels fucking good. Like, now I could do this. I could keep doing this, you know? A lot of your other stuff looks really good, like throttle traces and everything looks solid. It's just we need to time the pickup of the bike, you know? Yeah. I'm really happy with most of this stuff.
Okay.
It's just that one little thing. If we can just get that, we're gonna be golden, dude.
All right, so do that. Obviously, keep focusing on that for a warm up.
Yeah, maybe just back up to like 90% for the first couple laps and just try it. I think it's worth doing.
We definitely made a step in that direction. Like yesterday, I was like, okay, now we're at a point where
we're in a window.
Like we can start working again, right? Like there's something to be said for not changing too much at a time.
For sure, yeah. We don't want the thing to feel like a different bike every time you hop on, right? So, no, I'm happy with that, man. Should be a good session.
I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a good day. Get another start.
Yeah, you've done a really fantastic job with the starts. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
That's a nice feeling when you see people doing this.
Yeah.
He stopped on the side of the track. You got plenty of fuel in there? You got plenty of fuel in there? Yeah. Okay. Couldn't tell what that was. He's just off on the side of the track. That's frustrating. It looked like he was on a good one. Like, you know, they've got signal 1 and 2. There's probably a mismatch between the two.
What? Where'd you get that?
Because it said stop, throttle, something on the dash. Yeah.
So that's like the jump mark.
Yeah. Throttle.
It coming out of turn 1. It just cut off, and on the dash it just said stop, like it had that stop signal, and then I pulled off and cycled it, got the dash turned back on, and it just said like throttle response error, but it wouldn't crank back over.
Okay. Yeah, it could be that twist grip sensor has a weird reading. If there's a throttle grip sensor error, it won't even let you ride the bike because it's like a safety thing.
Yeah, like it came up that message on the dash stop, but it just...
I'll do a download and we have some stuff ready to swap out if need be.
Sunday morning was really disappointing because we made some big changes to the bike. You know, that's difficult for the rider to go into the race without having felt those. So felt we were going in a good direction, and then another tech mistake. So that ruined warm up.
I mean, is it possible that fucking bolt was literally bouncing the windows?
That's a fucking hard sell because it has to go up.
I think it would go in, right? Yeah.
It literally has to fucking make it in every fucking no way.
So how the hell did that happen?
Ed and the guys got into the air box and saw some strange wear on throttle body blades. Upon further inspection, we found a 6mm bolt that was used to secure the intake funnels.
So we have procedures for building the bike, torque specs, you know, Loctite grease, what goes on each bolt. But it is the responsibility of the technicians to do all the bolts up.
Just found it. But all the airbox screws are in. Yeah. Because I did it yesterday. Yeah. You watched me do it, right? Right. So please go and tell that children. You saw me do it. You saw me talk 1,000 times. 100%, right? So that's that. Whatever's got behind that ain't my dealings. Yeah. And I had all the screws on. It wasn't missing. Flo's been told by Jonathan and Malcolm that it wasn't Malcolm's fault. They didn't know where that bolt came from. So I said, no, there's 6 bolts. When it came back off, there was only 5, and there's 1 in the hole. So there's no grey area as to what happened.
No.
We had to make the difficult decision to release Malcolm. He's been one of those people that everybody likes having around, and we've really enjoyed his presence, but safety is the first thing. The rider has to be absolutely confident and never have to worry about the technical level of the bike.
Unfortunately, that bolt got away and got into the engine. So a big mistake. Could have been either very dangerous or destroyed a very expensive brand new engine. Luckily, the bike has safeties on it, so it shut the right down. But we can't have those sort of mistakes on a top level team.
It's important for me to kind of point out that in no way is that a reflection on Malcolm's character as a person or his personality, because again, we all really enjoyed having him around. And in fact, again, it's painful to sometimes to have to make a decision like that, because I like Malcolm. And the reality of especially Superbike racing is there is no room for error. You know, we try to be relatively forgiving for, you know, something minor, but something that could be catastrophic, whether it be to the motorcycle or to the rider's safety, unfortunately it's just unacceptable. Kind of a difficult thing to end a weekend on a note like that. It's challenging, and honestly I'm gonna miss having that guy around, but it's just the standard that we have to operate at.
All right, Richard's on the way.
Let's have a look-see. Oh, fuck. It's been bouncing around.
Oh, yeah.
Ended up in front.
Oh, fuck. Well, I see it's beats crap out of this.
Isn't that something? I can't believe that it went through all three of them.
How big is that screw? Can I see it?
It's an M6. I think it's a 25 or a 20. It's an airbox screw.
Oh, the 5 of them. Surprised it gets stuck in it all.
I know. Isn't that amazing?
There's enough lift to suck that in, but probably couldn't make the corner. Slowing the bike down. I mean, I don't see any damage on the shaft where it's open. I mean, it might have a little small nick in it or something.
Manageable, though? You'd run it?
Well, we're going to find out here in a minute.
Okay.
We're not quite there yet. Watch yourself. There it goes. Yeah. Your rings are clean. You might be one of the most luckiest unlucky guy I've ever met.
I'll take it. It's better than the alternative, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of, yeah, I didn't even think that would be possible, to be honest.
Is the throttle damaged?
Oh, yeah.
The plates
The
damaged?
blades are fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to swap the whole assembly out, but
Yeah.
yeah, the first 3 blades are very chewed up.
Yeah, I don't see anything in this one either. It's not like if there's anything, it's really, really minor.
Okay. Have fun, man.
Thank you, Freddie.
For sure.
I'm feeling more comfortable on the bike, and I think that we're finally starting to make those steps in that direction that is giving me that feeling back. And you know, if you look at the times, you know, that podium battle, their fastest times were right there in the 25s.
Well, anyway, 25.8, best lap of the weekend.
What was that first split now?
33.9.
There you go.
Fuck yeah, he's figuring something out. Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
You fall down?
I haven't seen it.
Unfortunately, 2-3 laps into the race there, going into the corner off the back straightaway, got into first gear, and for whatever reason it was in first gear, and I'm going in the corner, and then it popped out of first and went to neutral, which, you know, anybody that rides knows that once it pops into neutral, you're kind of just freewheeling and not much that you can do to stop it in the moment.
Did he come by? Oh, he did come by. Yeah, he did come by.
Continuing 7.8, he said. So he's run off the track or something.
Unfortunately, ran off, had to get it back together. Didn't go down or anything like that, but ran off and lost a couple of positions, dropped back to I think 12th or maybe even 13th at the time or whatever it was. But that was a bummer, but honestly, I just put my head down from there and just started clawing back positions. Made my way back up to 9th, ended the race in 9th, and we were catching 8th place by a decent amount there at the end, and unfortunately it got red flagged with 5 laps to go. Obviously hope everybody's all right, but that cut our race a little bit short and you know, stopped our forward progress back up.
Dude, it hit neutral.
Oh,
Neutral
fuck.
lockout wasn't on.
Fuck me. I mean, you're good. You're good. You're doing the same time as the guys in front, you know. But that first sector, you got down to a 33 as well.
It's done?
Yeah. Well done, though. That was good. I mean, you made a good step for the next one, you know.
Yeah. I just hit. I just.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just like they fucking done. I really just have to be hard enough to do.
Good job, man.
Thank you.
Sure.
The bike's good.
That was
The bike is good, man.
No, you did great.
Sorry. I hate full snooch.
That's not your fault.
It was weird. It's like.
Was the lockout in the right position?
I don't know. Which way is it? Which way is on?
I can never remember.
I don't know.
I should know that.
But the only reason I say that it was wrong is when I just pulled in here, I didn't touch it, and I was able to go into neutral.
Yeah, so it was in the wrong position.
Because it was like going down the back straightaway. It's like, whoa, 6, and then I went boom, 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 boom first, and it was in first for a second, and then it popped out and went neutral. I was like, fuck.
Sorry, man.
No, I mean, that's, yeah.
No, it's fucked up because I mean, you were comfortably in line for a healthy P6.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Personally, I don't feel like I was able to get the best out of Ben. Going into the season, that was the biggest plus for me, was to be able to hopefully bring a rider up. I don't feel like I got to do that or made the improvements that I thought we could. So ultimately, it's disappointing, but it's also racing, and it happens.
It's been a really incredibly challenging season, obviously, and a situation like the one we're in now doesn't make it any less challenging. So we have to go into the end of the season, essentially reshaping our program in many ways. The good thing is these problems that we've had leading up to now, those are all problems that you learn from. They're all things that have made the team better. I actually saw Nicky Lauda say this not long ago. You don't really learn by winning. You know, obviously to some extent you do, but losing is where you're going to learn the most. And let's be fair, we've lost this year a fair amount. We certainly have not won any races. So it's been a lot of opportunity for growth and learning for us. The biggest challenge and stress at this point is obviously there are financial implications with something like that, and it's going to directly impact our ability to proceed. You know, speaking bluntly, cash is what keeps these things moving, and passion alone is not enough to put a Superbike on the grid. If it was, we would have a 4-rider team. So that's kind of the big thing that right now that we're focusing on is sorting out the logistics, getting everything in place. We're happy with the core group of the team. We just need to put some of those puzzle pieces in place so we can do so in a successful way.
Sometimes these things are sliding doors moments, and one door shuts, another one opens. So yeah, we've got to be ready for that opportunity. We feel like we've got a lot of potential that we haven't seen.
We can see on the data that the bike is working fantastic, and you know, overall really happy with our technical progress there. I think the bike is actually really strong.
We're going to go a different way for the last 2 rounds. We're not 100% sure what that is yet. What we're looking for is hard to find. So we're looking for a top rider who can do the bike justice. But most of the top riders are obviously contracted to other teams. So a very tight schedule with the World Championship as well, British Superbike. There is some holes in the calendar. You know, I do feel like the package that we have should attract someone, and you know, we're looking into those options now.